thank you to the CCG for the great work that you are doing here in putting this in conversation with different strands of the Chinese society. I would like to make a short intervention on one of the questions that you put in your background paper, and namely looking ahead what opportunities in global governance cooperation can be identified in 2024, likely an epic year. 2024 might indeed be an epic year, hopefully not for the 70 conflicts to continue this year as well, and not just for extraordinary number of elections. Half of the world's population is going to go to the voting booths this year, but also for the possibilities that the summit of the future ahead of us this September presents to the global community. SIT has already introduced the summit of the future at the beginning of the conversation. So I would like to just speak about 3 points that the 2024 summit of the future should address, and at the same time, they are also among the priorities of the Slovenian UN Security Council membership in 2024-2025. Those points are human rights, emphasis on gender, climate security, and inclusive multilateral system. Looking back to the last year, the year of conflict, one should insist that the international law, international humanitarian law, and human rights law, it's applicable to all without any distinction. So that would be the first, and somehow to reaffirm the progress that has been already achieved as a global community after the adoption of 70 years ago of the UN Charter and the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. And, you know, very often one hears that one always needs to consider unique circumstances and histories. I do agree with that. That needs to be taken into account. But at the same time, we need to insist on the universal principles that the global community already agreed to. And that seems that sometimes it's put under question mark. When we are, it's disheartening what is happening and who are among the main victims in Gaza. It proves again and again that the armed conflicts, the main victims are civilians, women and children. And here, but frankly, when we are speaking about women and the status of women, not in the armed conflict, one in the peaceful times, one can also observe marginalization, inequality, and exclusion. And really, concrete measures needs to be taken to advance gender equality, not only in our homes and our home countries, but also in our UN home. Which faces the unusual fact that that only 4 presidents of the General Assembly in its almost 80 years history were women. So also UN should walk the talk and take concrete measures to advance equality in all of its governance structures. Secondly, global governance needs to continue to address the planetary crisis of climate change and biodiversity loss. One of the rare advances in human rights fora was actually the adoption of the right to clean, healthy, and sustainable environment. Among the 6 countries is also Switzerland. It was Switzerland, Costa Rica, Maldives, Morocco, and Slovenia that we have proposed that to the UN General Assembly, and that was adopted. And as a member of UN Security Council, Slovenia is also advocates that the climate security should be or could be part of the Security Council deliberations and agenda. Third point, no opportunities for global progress can be achieved without a strong, effective, inclusive multilateral system. as it looks like we all agree, whenever we are talking, we all are speaking the same. But I would say something that maybe one should, because I'm coming from a small country. Small countries, by definition, are for the effective multilateral system, simply because that multilateral system and equality among the members is protecting us. So I would suggest, if we are speaking about practical suggestions, that the major countries, big countries, act as the smaller countries need to. So maybe just not to take too much time, just one more emphasis. We were speaking about the divisions, about the inequalities. What Slovenia is also advocating, that there is no peace without sustainable development in all fields, and no sustainable development without a peace. And let me end with our slogan, that you know how it is with slogans. They might, sometimes they work, or sometimes they remain slogans. So the Slovenian UN Security Council membership is under the slogan, building trust, securing future. And here I think that without building trust, there is no future. Thank you.
Thank you.